today who was reportedly, according to your family, there since the earthquake began. How is that possible?
Yeah, I mean, look, we got a tip earlier today about this, and we had our doubts. I mean, you and I talked about this, but we went to the hospital where this man was taken, a 28-year-old man named Evan, and got some of the first glimpses of what he looked like. And you can see these images now, but he was very emaciated. He had lost a lot of weight. He was someone that doctors were obviously very concerned about when they brought him in.
Did they believe that he had been in the rubble that long?
Well, they sort of combine two things. The story of what he tells them, what his family's telling them, and then just how he looks medically. His vital signs were okay, but clearly he had signs of extreme dehydration and extreme malnourishment as well. So they sort of pieced all these things together. There's no question, Anderson, you and I have talked about this. I feel safe saying that he could not have survived this long without any kind of water.
Right.
He needed to have some kind of water. How exactly did he get that? He told me that he said basically that there were a man in a white coat was coming to him and giving him water, whether he was hallucinating or he was delusional or somehow he was seeing things. Even at the time that we were at the hospital, he still believed he was under the rubble. He hadn't still come to terms with the fact that he had been rescued. So, it is somewhat hard to
it's possible there were plenty of people scavenging through rubble, so it's possible somebody was scavenging through, or he was scavenging through rubble, and rubble fell on him in one of these aftershocks that we've seen subsequent to the quake.
No question about it. But we did talk to his mother as well, and to his doctors. And I asked his doctors specific questions about that. Here's what he had to say.
He was emaciated. It was obvious that he hadn't had anything for quite some time. He had open wounds to the left stream on both of his feet.
Do you believe it? I mean, you believe it to be true. This would be the longest survivor so far of this earthquake.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason for me to doubt it. That's what the bystanders relate to us. And the patient was so incredibly weak and frail when he came there.
With these things, Anderson, you and I have talked about, we may never be able to absolutely confirm the veracity of this because there's just so many moving parts to a piece like this. His mother says she hadn't seen him since the day of the earthquake. She knew where he worked. He worked selling rice in a particular market, and it was in that area that he was subsequently found.
Big picture, though, moving beyond just him, for Haitians, the medical needs, where do we stand on this?